What ho, chums? Been given something to do, have you? As it happens, I too have been ordered to make myself useful. Sounds like a rather tall order. Since you asked, we're to scour the Eblin Rime for survivors. What? Wander around ice fields on the off chance you'll find someone? You'd take forever to finish the job without the benefit of my expertise, or more specifically, my telescope. Come, friends, I know just the spot to begin our search. I'll probably regret this, but we may as well humor him. Great, we're stuck with the nerd. I spy with my little telescope a massive sheep thing. Maybe it's a cow. No, after either way. Is it an ether current? Ah, no, just a wind sprite. Other than that, it's all snow, snow, snow. But lo, what do I see over yon hillock? There's no mistaking it. That's a girl. A survivor, show me. Over there, behind that tree. It looks like she's running away from something, though surely not us. She wouldn't even know we're here unless she had a telescope like mine. All I can tell is that she's wearing a pale green dress, a rather fetching one at that. Brother. She'll be long gone by the time we get anywhere near, but we should be able to follow her footprints. I'll let Lucia know where you're heading. Oh, and take these warming tinctures with you. I'm fine, forget about it. Oh, haha for her. Teehee, I knew that. The poor girl must be chilled to the bone, if not on the verge of freezing to death. That is actually very thoughtful. Thank you. But won't you need some for yourself? No, I'll be fine. As a man of chivalry, my honor demands I do no less, unless they forget the very reason we are here is to protect those in need. Now go, and Godspeed. Yeah, okay. Okay, nerd. Oh. We're getting closer, I'm sure of it. At first, we thought she'd gone inside the building, but the door doesn't look to have been opened in some time. She might still be nearby, so we'll keep looking around here. Then again, it's also possible that she ran right past this place. Would you mind searching up ahead? Oh, I mind. But I'll do it anyway, I guess. What the? What is that? Google it up. I'm busy. Oh! The girl in the green dress anxiously surveys her surroundings. Were you to call out to her from this distance, it might attract wild beasts to your location. It would be safer to get closer first, but you must do so without drawing her attention. That seems weird. See, I don't understand this, how we're like, we're following her, right? Because we're like, okay, we need to get closer. We can't yell to her because it'll attract beasts. That makes sense. But right there, we're pretty close and she's like, is someone there? Why can't we be like, yeah, don't worry. I'm here to help. Because we're trying to find survivors and help them, so... Who are you? Stay back. This house is packed with explosives. Take another step and I'll blow this place sky high. That went 0 to 100 real f***ing quick, dude. My god. Please, we just want to talk. I'm Alphino. This is my sister Alize and our good friend Clarissa. We have no intention of hurting or taking anything from you or anyone else. I give you my word. We and our comrades have come to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. Aid? You savages are the ones responsible for all of this. You did this to us. We didn't, I promise you. One of the other reasons we came was to find out what happened here, in fact. The Televorai are the ones to blame. They're the ones who lay waste to Garlemald, and they won't stop until they've destroyed the entire world. They're the enemy. Our enemy. On our way, we encountered Imperial soldiers who have been made their thralls. Those poor souls are now in our care, and we are striving to cure them of their affliction. You're the first person we met who wasn't already enslaved. How were you able to escape the Teleforoi's influence? Are there any others like you? I'm sorry, I don't mean to overwhelm you. Let's start with introductions. Can you tell me your name? My name's Licinia. As for how I've managed to stay sane, I've been asking myself the same question ever since that night, and the roar, that terrible roar, and then the screams. I was screaming too, I think. I'm not sure. I can't remember. And came the silence. Everything was still. It was like waking up from a nightmare. I thought that maybe the fighting had stopped, so I stepped outside. If your hells are real, I saw one that day. I ran. As friends, people I'd known all my life, eyes vacant, dead, staring at the sky. Others were mad and violent. I saw them struggle with soldiers, but didn't stay to watch. I fled as far as my legs would take me. Do you have family here? Is this their home? No, this is Victor's Spoils, a mansion for retired soldiers. Or it was, but now me and a few others are, borrowing it. As for the explosives, I was making that up. I just wanted to keep everyone else safe, and I didn't know if you were... The truth is, our supplies are running low. You said you're here to help. Can you? Of course, whatever assistance we can provide, we will. Thank you. We better tell the others first, though. Wait here. She's gonna get the explosives! This is everyone. Cinia says you can be trusted, but these are desperate times. We'd be fools to let foreign troops into our home. Having said that, were you to provide us with the means of heating the place as a sign of goodwill, perhaps we could take you at your word. If that is too much to ask, then leave us be. Time to put my firewood gathering skills to use. Could you provide the spark with a little magic, Alize? We'll have a fire burning in no time. May we build it under the gazebo? The what? Oh, you mean the bower. Yes, yes, do as you will. Can you? Nope. Dot, dot, dot. Hmm. Oh, I clicked! Ah! You know, I've worked up quite a sweat from all that running about, so I'll leave space around the fire for the others. As you can tell, they're in a far worse state than me. We were planning to look for somewhere warmer with more food, but they're not going anywhere until we nurse them back to health. Which I don't know how to do. Is there anything you can do to help them? Hey, sure, what's the problem? I can treat their frostbite and their wounds, but it will take time for the fire to do its work. This music is cool. Press you? No, press me. Now will be a good occasion to make use of Emmeline's tinctures. The ones that can warm the body from the inside out. Would you make sure everyone gets one? Okay. Numbness is beginning to subside, though I suspect once the fire dies, it will return with a vengeance. Hello. It is highly doubtful this concoction will have the intended effect. If only there were willing and, more importantly, unwitting volunteers on whom to test. Uh-oh. Warming tincture? I've never heard of such a thing. No harm in trying. But tell me, have you heard out of the city? No, calling it that seems absurd after what's happened. It's nothing but ruins now. The few buildings still standing offer no more than meager protection from wind and snow. Food production, water purification. The magic that sustained us has come to a grinding halt. The machina that remains operational cannot rerun for lack of ceruleum. Of course, ceruleum ingens is full of stuff for all the good that it does us. No one here knows the first thing about extraction or refinement. All is well, yes, never better. Oh, what sweet libation is this? Is it poison by any chance? Twas a joke, a joke. If I laughed, 'tis that I may not weep, so said the poet. And alas, my tears would freeze on my cheek ere they fell. We are the blessed damned. What? To bear witness to the fall of the great empire, while our brethren lie dead, or live on as puppets of flesh. First came the war, then came the roar. When morning came, Garlemald was no more. In a cacophony? I've never heard that word before. Of gunfire, explosions, and screams was our beloved capital razed to the ground. From the rubble rose the disheveled remnants, the lavish finery caked in ash as they shuffled mindlessly towards the palace, each bearing a fragment of stone and metal, and offering perhaps to the architect of our destruction. A hopeful few tried to reason with the deranged, only to be beaten for their kindness. But I knew better than to plead with the horde. I fled with my health, if not my conscience preserved. Now I wait with my fellow cowards for our final judgment. Okay. He's not doing so well. What do you want? Tincture? May as well drink it, I suppose. This? The radio. You don't have them where you come from, I take it? I use them to listen to messages sent by others, even over great distances. Sorry, getting my gummies. There are different types, but this model is by far the most popular. Made with quality components crafted with the finest ore, sourced from Locus Aminus it is. Not all that useful since the capital fell into ruin. The people at the broadcasting station must have either fled, or ended up like all the others. Because all we've been hearing is the same music, being played over and over and over again. Home beyond the horizon, an ode to the brave men and women sent to reclaim our ancestral homeland of Locus Aminus. We may have founded an empire in these frozen wastes, but we always hope to take back what was once ours. 'Tis a solemn reminder that though we must suffer great hardship, better days will surely come. Despite everything, I believe that Emperor Varus yet lives, and that he speaks to us through our radios. It was a cunning strategy faking his murder. He must have foreseen this catastrophe and chosen to conceal himself, that he may one day make his triumphant return. Yes, I'm sure of it. Emperor Varus would not be defeated so easily. Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo. I didn't know these guys had a massive reserve of copium. What's that? These. Sorry. So this is what you gave the others. Thank you. I'll save it for later. Actually, I have a few things to ask you. Okay. Are you part of the group staying in Laterum? I saw Legatus Virgilia's troops. Virgilia? Yeah. Legatus Virgilia's troops heading towards the Magna Glacies a few days ago. Are they the ones you encountered? Camp Broken Glass, you call it. Campo Broken Grassu. And Virgilia and her men are all there now. So how did you reach the Magna Glacies? Did you cross the mountains on foot? Airships. And there might be a way to... Lucinia, where is everyone? Is something the matter? A voice from inside, you say? You must be imagining things. Everyone's out here. Perhaps a baby Almasti has found its way into the house. It wouldn't be the first time. Without the soldiers to scare them off, wild animals have been roaming closer to the settlements. Some have been known to attack people, too. I have just had an idea. If you and yours are strong enough to defeat a Legatus, then surely a few beasts shouldn't pose a threat. If you've a mind to continue helping us, perhaps you could head to the other side of the lake. There's a small group of trappers living there, people whose job was to extract ceruleum. They still do, from what we can tell. We've already tried asking if they would share their fuel with us, but they're not willing to give it away. They want food in exchange. Lots of food. And that's something we don't have and can't get on our own. On top of that, to even reach their den, we'd have to make our way past all those creatures. Would you be willing to go in our place? We only need enough ceruleum to last until the others are strong enough to travel to your camp. If the offer still stands, that is. Oh, and I don't expect you to give up your own supplies, but there might be another way to pay the trappers. Best watch out for baby Almasties while we're away. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, of course. If I see any, I'll be sure to shoo them away. To reach Tapper's Den, you'll have to cross the lake. The ice is thick enough to support a person's weight, but if you'd rather not take the risk, you'll need to take the long way around. Finding the entrance can be a bit tricky too, so it's easier to just look for someone standing guard outside. However you decide to head there, please be careful. Okay. It said frail voice. I don't know if that means an old person, but... Let me in. Let me in!
Who goes there? How did you find us?
Magic.
What do you mean I stand out like a sore thumb? If the pureblood's over at Victor's Spoils hadn't given away our location, you'd never have found us. Those stuck-up assholes. Thought they'd come waltzing in here demanding ceruleum with nothing to offer in return. Looks like the boot's on the other foot now the capital's gone to shite, so they've resorted to sending you to negotiate. I know your game, Sellsword. If they think we'll give in to intimidation, they've got another thing coming.
That said, they've got another think coming. That's a typo. Hello? I just killed your people out front. There you are. Oh, there you are. Just after you left, Licinia asked me to go and catch up with you in case you needed a hand. Someone must have let slip that I have a little experience in transporting barrels of ceruleum. So this is Tapper's Den. Well then, after you.
Who are you? What happened to the guards?
They fought me. They started it.
Eorzeans and rebels here to save the people of Garlemald? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why in the hells would you pass up this chance to put those Imperial bastards to the sword?
Let me guess. None of you are Garlean? You were brought here from other lands?
Girbania, Yancia, Bajja, Dalmasca, to name a few. Some dragged here against our will, others fed bollocks about a better life, all to put to work extracting ceruleum. All given the esteemed title of An, placing us firmly on the bottom rung of the ladder. But the old hierarchy means nothing in the new Garlemald, says we. About the only thing that's escaped more or less unscathed is Cerulean, still sustaining us, even with our paymasters out of the picture.
We hear you're experts in drawing up ceruleum from the bottom of the lake, but how can you do that if it's frozen over?
Wouldn't you like to know? Trade secrets, I'm afraid. At any rate, it's not as if ceruleum is used for much these days, what with the city in ruins. We take enough power to our heaters and save the surplus for later. And though it helps stave off the cold, it does sod all about our hunger unless we can trade it away. Speaking of which, be sure to tell your contingent we've got ceruleum by the barrelful. If they're interested, we'll exchange it for whatever provisions they're willing to spare.
We can certainly ask, but if you're all free to go now, why carry on living here?
Free to go? Go where? Even if we managed to get back to our homelands, there'd be nothing left for us thanks to the Empire, and the knowledge and skills we acquired working here would be practically useless outside of Garlemald. So we're staying for the time being. Long as there's a need for ceruleum, we'll find a way to get by, even if Garlemald, as we know, is gone for good.
Gone for good. Regardless of what the Ilsabard contingent does for the people of Garlemald, the Empire itself is already a thing of the past. For many, that would be a cause for celebration, while for others, their whole way of life will have been turned upside down. After all the atrocities committed in the Empire's name, perhaps it is for the best that it is consigned to history. But what of the ordinary people? Their lives, their stories? Should they be forgotten too? I suppose there'll be plenty of time to ponder that later. For now, let's see about getting some ceruleum.
So, you've come seeking ceruleum, have you?
You sure? What? Those purebloods up at Victor's Spoils sent you to turn to their enemies for help. They must be a little more desperate than I thought. Then again, Lysinia's got her little sister to think about. Okay, that would be weird. So not old, just weak. A sister? But we only saw Lysinia and 3 men. It's possible she died from whatever was ailing her. If she needed treatment, I doubt there'd be any way to get it around here. I may have refused Lysinia at first, thinking she'd come back with something to exchange. But I can spare them a bottle's worth of ceruleum. Consider it a reward for introducing me to the rest of your contingent. Be sure to send them our way, you hear? Okay. I can't for the life of me think why Lysenia would keep her sister a secret from us, but we can ask about that after we've delivered the ceruleum. Come on, let's hurry back. This isn't right. It's too quiet. I would have thought Alphino would still be treating them by the fire. They're nowhere to be seen. I'll look inside the house while you search outside. They can't have gone far. Yeah, it's completely f***ing silent here. Is the radio still here? No, the radio's gone too. What the crap? They asked me to help carry supplies, but when I followed them back here, they attacked me. Caught me off guard, forced me to defend myself. Here they fared rather worse than me. You can't fool us. We know what you're about. Vultures, that's what you are, waiting in the wings for us to show weakness, then in you swoop. Here to help? What rot! All a ploy to make us lower our guard. Let you in, put ourselves at your mercy, put us in chains, steal our lands, get your revenge. You're wrong. It's not what any of us want. Save the arguments for later. We've got bigger problems. I found empty medicine bottles and a bed that was still warm. It's true. Lysenia was hiding her sick sister inside the house. But now, there's no sign of either of them. Where are they? Where did they go? Away from you and yours. And if you think I'll tell you, you're a fool. I'd never give up my people. We're trying to help them, you idiot! Her sister's ill, the bottles prove it. So the medicine ran out, or she put it in her pockets to make it easier to carry, or to avoid the sound of clinking glass. There are beasts everywhere. How could you let them go alone? To protect them from you. This dude. You invade our homeland, taint it with the same sorcery used to slay our countrymen. A Garlean should sooner die than suffer the insult. Better for them to flee, keep their purity intact, than be corrupted by your vile magics. We were waiting for a chance to free them, since the moment you arrived. This is getting us nowhere. Could have just said, we don't want your help, fuck off, and we would have fucked off, but... Cannot say how Lysenia and her sister will react when we find them, but find them we must. Go on without me, both of you. I first need to tend to my injuries, and theirs. I will join you in the search after. Alright. Be careful. We'll do our best to find them quickly. There's only one path out of here, so that's where we'll start. He's Peepo, dude. He's freaking Peepo. 2 sets of fresh footprints. Young women, judging by the size. This is definitely them. Come on. The trail stops at the frozen lake. Perhaps they chose this route so as not to leave footprints. These sounds that I'm hearing. Oh, that thing. It's like... I'm gonna win sicko mode, I guess. I can't think of any other reason. Look at this place. It's crawling with beasts, and I can only imagine how hard it must be for her ailing sister to cross the ice. Could really do with Alphino's help, but we can't afford to wait for him. Let's split up and look for clues. Yo, that thing sounds so nasty. But we're splitting up and looking for clues. Okay, gang. Half-buried piece of paper. The wet paper half buried in the snow appears to be a flyer for a theater group, though the front of shows advertised has long since ended. Okay, well, what's on the back of it? Something could be written on the back. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. The blood stain in the snow appears to be fresh. Judging by the amount, the victim may have been severely wounded. Trail of blood leads southeastwards. Uh-oh, 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 uh-oh.
見つけた。あっちに血痕があったの。その子たち多分獣に襲われ。嘘。どうして。
私たちは化け物よりも手を貸してくれるだろうか。彼女たちを隠れ家へ連れて帰りたいんだ。
私たちが弔ってもいいの？
わからない。
I'm gonna turn them off, sorry.
でもここは風が冷たすぎるよ。この装置については私も聞いたよ。 バリス邸の声がここから聞こえることがあるとか。ありえるはずがない。けれど事実、力ギアたちはこれを持ち出そうとしていた。何か考えがあったのだと思う。だから少しの間だけこれを貸してほしい。私たちが君たちにとって何であるのか決して忘れない。忘れないからこそ探し続けていきたいんだ。君たちの大事な同胞や友達がこれから先雪原のただ中で凍えずに済む方法を。
Yeah, sorry. I'll turn off alerts. I thought about doing that, but then I forgot. I said time, yeah. Thank you, Neotech, for the resub. Sorry. Okay, yeah, I have alerts off right now. Thank you, though. I do appreciate it. Thank you. There must have been something we could have done. But what? Should we have never come here? They'd still be alive if we hadn't. I mean, they didn't have food or heat, so... Being realistic about it, they probably just would have died. Anyway, they just would have died a bit later. And a slower death. Honestly. But... doesn't make it less sad. We have already caused enough harm here. Let us return to the camp before we cause any more. As for those inside the house, we should send someone to take care of them. Someone who isn't us. All we can do for now is make our report to Lucia, do everything in our power to prevent further tragedy. So let us linger here no more. Alice and Alphino tell me they've finished their preliminary search for survivors, but refrain from saying much more than that. Clearly they are reluctant to provide details. Might I ask for your account? No. I don't want to talk about it.
一切承知した。各隊に共有し、生存者を発見した場合の対応について、より慎重を期してもらおう。
臣の宝箱で眠っている方々については、後ほど私が保護に向かいます。同じガレアン人として少しは気を許してくれるかもしれない。
頼みます。力ギアたちのことについても伝えられそうだったらどうか包み隠さずに。
申し訳ない。キコーラに辛い思いをさせてしまったの。
That is not your fault, Lucia.
辛かったのは私たちじゃないわ。でもありがとう。大丈夫だから他のみんなの状況を教えてもらえる？
Yeah, I'll do the ether current at some point, like for all the areas. I'm more concerned with just the MSQ at this point.
今しがたルキアたちにも報告したのだけれど、九段の民衆派のテンパード化を直すことができたわ。
And obviously you have to do the MSQ to get the quest ether current, so...
テートがこの惨状になった経緯がね。知っての通り、バリス邸が急逝した後、
新皇帝に名乗りを上げたネルワとそれに反対する人々によって内戦が引き起こされたの。帝都を舞台としてネルワ派である第三軍団と反対派の主格である第一軍団が激戦を繰り広げたわ。
だけど普通なら自分たちの都で戦ったりしない。それは森に住まう者が木々を汚すのと同じ、誰にとっても忌むべき行いだ。なのに戦の火の手が上がってしまったのは、きっかけがあれば弾けてしまうほど敵意や怒りが蓄えられていたかららしい。
貴公はギムリトでの戦いを覚えているだろうか。あの時バリス帝は早々に戦場から退いた。皇太子ゼノスは死亡しており、異形が肉体を操っている。そんな噂が流布されたことで、政敵であるティトゥスとその息子ネルワが非難を強めてきたからだ。
実際エリリブスがゼノスの体を操っていた頃よね。
ああ、だがティトゥスたちによる糾弾は真実にたどり着くことなく早急に収束してしまった。運動の主角だった者たちが次々と消えていったからだ。左遷された者だけでなく、不可解な急死を遂げた者までいたらしい。おそらくエリディブスがうまく立ち回ったのでしょうね。いずれの件もバリス帝が直接関与したという証拠はなかった。だとしても得しているのが誰かを考えれば、ティトゥスとネルは彼らの要する第三軍団がバリス帝による粛清だと捉えたのは無理からぬ話よ。そうして彼らが怒りを募らせる中でバリス帝が暗殺された。実行犯として名が挙がったのはガイウスたちよ。けれど直後にネルワが行為の後継者に名乗り出たことで、バリス帝の直属だった第一軍団はティトゥス・ネルワ派が仕掛けたクーデターだと捉えたの。
Drama, am I right?
互いに先に剣を振り上げてきたのは相手だと考えていたわけだね。
加えてどちらにもそのタイミングで多額の資金提供があった。双方今戦えば相手を潰せるという目論みだったでしょう。
第三軍団にブルトゥス家からお金が流れてるって話は前に聞いたと思うけれど、第一軍団にも？
ええ。そして民衆派が調べたところによれば、いくらかの組織を経由してはいたものの、第一軍団に資金を流したのもブルトゥス家だったようです。
ファダニエル、朝日になりすました彼に両軍団とも乗せられたのか。
そうして戦闘が始まり、数日が過ぎた夜のこと、治療した民衆派の同志によれば爆発のような衝撃を感じたと。そこで記憶が途切れ、マグナ・グラキエスで我々と戦ったことも全く覚えていないそうです。ただ魔道場を改築したことについては、夢の中でバリス帝の命令を受けた気がすると言っています。ガレマールの意向を世界に示さん、バブイルの塔を築き上げよ
いないはずのバリスの声、それって
sorry. Sniffly.
君たちにも見てもらいたいものがある。実は
The radio.
このラジオからバリス帝の声が録音されたものでないとしたら、 確かに不可解ですね。
あら、同意見のようね。
もらった呉服とその装置に使われている鉱石、すごく似たエーテルを帯びているように感じるんだ。
私にもそう見えるわ。意図してはいないでしょうけれど、その装置でもある程度はエーテル放射を遮断できるのではないかしら。だとしたら、そうね。さっきの話にあった爆発のような衝撃を感じた夜にガレマルド一帯にエーテル放射があった。多くの人は精神汚染を受けたけれど、ラジオのそばで戦況を聞こうとしていた人だけが助かった。なんて真相だったのかもしれないわ。
だから力ギアたちはこれを。
お話中すみません。警備中に私たちが運び込んだ物資を持ち出そうとしている帝国兵らしき方を見つけました。テンパードではないみたいです。戦いになりかけたのですが、マグナイさんがどうにか止めてくれて、今は外で待機してもらっています。
行ってみよう。
彼が
カレアン、恥知らずの売国どめ。
This is one of my favorite soundtracks in the game.
ルキア・ユニウス、イシュガルドの神殿騎士だ。機構は
ユルスピル・ノルバヌス。それ以上侵略者にくれてやる情報はない。
ではユルス殿、我々がここにいる目的は侵略ではないことをまずご理解いただきたい。エオルゼアおよび東方諸国はテロフォロイと名乗る者たちが招いた混乱と戦っている。ガレマルドの民も同じだろう。故に苦境に抗う同胞として貴公らを支援しに来た。そのために結成された有志の派遣団なのだ。分かった。私たちを受け入れられないならそれでいい。ただ一つ確認させてくれ。ちゃんと生きていく当てはあるのか。幽国の軍人である貴公が盗みを選んだほどだ。相当に逼迫した事態だとお見受けする。必要なものがあれば伝えてほしい。押し付けられたとでも奪ってやったとでも思ってもらって構わない。
お前たちとの関わり方を決めるのは俺じゃない。俺の上官だ。だから上官と直接話をしてもらう。代表者を出せ。多くても3人までだ。
どうしたものかしらね。乗るって言うなら私たちで。
よければ私とアリゼに行かせてくれないだろうか。
あなたたち。
ガレマルドの人々にとっては命と未来をかけた選択なんだ。私たちもちゃんと同じものをかけよう。
I was thinking like me, Stola, and
今度は来ていいって言ってくれてるわけでしょ。願ったり叶ったりだわ。
What would your mother say?
公がそういうのであれば異論を唱えるのはやめよう。くれぐれも
Yeah,
よろ
good.
しく頼む。
Luki I really should have come with, but not up to me.
子供二人に傭兵風情か。侮られたものだな。
そちらこそ侮らないでいただきたい。彼らは十分すぎるほど我々を代表するに足る者たちだ。
俺たちの拠点まではしばらく歩く。武器は返してもらうぞ。
Okay, I just want to listen to that soundtrack. You'll be received as invited guests, and so I urge you to observe proper social etiquette and conduct yourself accordingly. Your safe return takes precedence above all else. Remember this. Thancred, in particular, will be worried sick if you're gone too long, and the Fury watch over and keep you. Are you and the children ready? I will explain the route once we are outside your camp. If anyone attempts to follow us, we will judge it an act of hostility. We will not hesitate to take appropriate measures. I would expect nothing less. You have our full cooperation. Alright, this is far enough. Listen carefully. We head over that hill, then follow the road until we reach Liminal Station 4. Children in the lead. I want you where I can see you. We do have names, you know. I'm Alize, and he's Alphino, and last but not least, there's Clarissa. Clarissa? Where have I heard that before? The... No matter. Alphino and Alize will watch the road ahead while we bring up the rear. I wasn't lying about there being many dangers, so you're to run, not saunter, run towards the station. If you even think about going for your weapon, the deal's off. Should any creatures bar the way, we go around them. Okay. Ish. Whatsoever Shinten? So like I'm actually not allowed to fight stuff? I'm drawing my weapon? See, I figure I might as well test it while I'm still right by the starting point, right? This is it. The first stop, that is. Good. Looks like your friends knew better than to follow us. Are these your headquarters? No, we're stopping here so I can check for pursuers. Since it appears you've kept to your side of the bargain, we can carry on. Oh, okay. That was a quick cutscene. The music started, so I don't know what I was expecting more. North of the station is Regio Domorum, one of the main residential areas. Or at least it was. The afflicted roam the streets in packs. They'll tear us to shreds if given the chance. Keep close. No wandering off. Understood? Okay. From here, we'll be heading northeast, keeping to the left of the railway. While the route itself is straightforward, getting past the hordes unseen is anything but. Keep your weapons at the ready. They would attack their own countrymen. Aye, they spared their own but slaughtered the rest without hesitation. Though we'll try to avoid detection, the chances of sneaking by completely unnoticed are slim at best. I will lead the way, but in the event we are seen, here to fight them off. Those two will follow us, provided they can refrain from drawing their weapons. Well, I doubt they would be foolish enough to stab their guide in the back, I will not take that chance. With that said, let us proceed. Okay, so we're going to the underground place. Yeah, music to beat. You can tell I was crying. Yes, you were right. I see why your comrades chose you. Julius? Is that how you say his name? Julius, our contingent has a cure for the afflicted, or tempered as we call them. Your people would need to be taken into custody that we may administer the treatment, but they would eventually regain their sanity. Is that so? For all I know, your treatment would simply force them to forsake one master for another. As far as I and my legion are concerned, they are no longer our people. They're beyond saving. Those who thought differently and tried to reason with them were butchered for their bleeding hearts. Come, we have to keep moving. I meant what I said. These people deserve only death. I stayed my hand before only out of a desire to remain undiscovered, and that is still the higher priority. We should continue to avoid any unnecessary confrontations. Keep following the railway. Bah. Look at what they have become. Would you still stand there and claim that they can be cured? Those exposed to a vast quantity of a primal's ether may suffer severe corruption. Even with treatment, such victims are beyond salvation. Then you admit it. Now that you have seen these monstrosities for yourself, perhaps you will think twice before speaking of a cure. I mean, we've seen the same kind of stuff happen to other people. That's what he said. We walked over and that was what he said. Oh, here's the entrance. How did I miss this? This is Tertium? Tertium. This is Tertium, one of Garlemald's largest stations, and now serves as our headquarters. I've already sent the twins ahead. I will be with you soon, so wait for me at the bottom of the stairs. Don't like the idea of going in ahead of him. Wait, we're going to the metaverse. It is plain to see why they chose this as their base of operations. They could have done a lot worse. Even so, I imagine it's not the easiest place to live. Indeed, and if Julius is willing to make this perilous journey to Camp Broken Glass in search of food, our own supplies must be all but exhausted. It may be shielded from the wind and snow, but it's still bitterly cold. Much like the victor's spoils, it must be a constant struggle to keep their people warm. That outfit looks so good. I need that outfit. Lower your voices. While you may be here as my guest, the others will not take kindly to your presence. My commander is in the locomotive over there. Thank you. Yeah, we're in Garlemald, and so I wanted to do very like cool toned lighting, you know. Sorry, I'm still. I mean, I'm always sniffly, but I'm still suffering the effects of crying. I need to suffer.
という次第で代表者3名を連れてまいりました。
事情は理解した。ならば話をさせてもらうとしよう。
はっ。
Yeah, the radio
こちらがこの拠点を統管しているお方。
My favorite soundtrack.
我ら第一軍団が軍団長クイントゥス・バンキンナ様だ。
第一軍団のご無事でいらっしゃったのですか？
主を失い、都を失い、兵の大半を失った。この身ももはや一騎当選の働きを幇助することはできぬ。無事とはほど遠いわ。もっともそちらにとっては好都合であろうがな。
ご気分を害してしまったのならお詫び申し上げます。ですが私たちに敵意はありません。
若いな。敵意などなくとも利害が生じる限り人は殺し合えよう。 我らガレアンは豊かに実る故郷を追われた。この極北においてもなお多民族の侵攻に耐えねばならなかった。魔導兵器は革新的なものであったが、あれもまた主勢にとどまっていれば奪われていたことだろう。故にソルテーもバリステーも半島の拡大を掲げ、より強い帝国を目指したのだ。
おっしゃることはごもっともです。それでも私は人を動かすのは利害のみではないと若輩ながらに見てまいりました。今回の件にしてもテロフォロイの脅威を前に力を合わせたいという打算がないわけではありませんが、何よりもあなた方が必要としているのならば協力したいと思った。それでこちらへ伺ったのです。
お前の言葉を疑いはせぬ。だが前線の兵がどれだけ義勇に駆られようが、国家は善意などでは動かない。そこに益なくば国をなす民を守れぬからだ。仮に派遣団からの支援を受ければ、眼前の脅威が去った後に必ず対価を要求されるだろう。ガレマール帝国は英語、諸外国に頭を押さえつけられ、額の第三の目は飼い犬の象徴とのそしりを受けよう。
そんなことをしようとしたら私は止める。他にも異を唱える人はいるはずよ。良い世界を望む心も決して絶やせないものだから。って言えるのは私が実際にそういう人たちと出会ってきたからなんでしょうね。あなたにはざれ言にしか聞こえないかもしれないわ。だから信じてとは言わない。まずはあなたが望むかどうかだけ聞かせてください。
不幸を誰かに押し付けるのではなく、皆で乗り越えようとする世界を模索していけないでしょうか。ガレアンの人々と我々でそんな未来への一歩を踏み出せはしないでしょうか。
では逆に問おう、若き異国の民よ。調和を望むのであればなぜガレマールによる世界統治を受け入れなかった。我らがお前たちの神を信じなかったからか。我らとお前たちの形が違うからか。お前たちと異なる理想を法を掲げ、異なるものを愛するからか。そうだとも、不和は争いを生み、調和の先に自由はない。誰もを幸福にできる道などないのだ。なれば我らガレアンは最後まで自由と誇りのために争おう。私の望みはそれだけだ。話はもう良いな。むやみに危害を加えたりはせぬ。ただ我々のなすべきことが決まるまで しばし身柄を預からせてもらおう。
抵抗はしません。しかし滞在する間、ここにいる人々と話をさせていただきたい。
よかろう。どのみちこの寒さでは閉じ込めたが最後、翌朝には通したいだ。それでは何の価値もない。この者たちに首輪を。
これは。
お前たちには監視をつける。我々の意に沿わぬ行動をとった場合、相応の苦痛を味わうことになるだろう。待て、それには近寄るな。九段のエオルゼアの英雄だ。
You knew.
お前たちではそれ自身は封じられまい。妙な動きをするようであれば、双子の装置を作動させろ。
私たちなら大丈夫だ。
こんなの忘れちゃうくらいみんなと楽しく話しましょう。
なお言うか。何がお前たちをそこまで駆り立てる。
On the coldest, blackest of nights, meager though it may be, we must share the warmth of our fire.
わからぬな。名だたる軍団を壊滅せしめた悪鬼でさえかような夢見事を吐くか。連れて行け。お前が監視役だ。
Haha, babysitting duty.